Hello, everybody, and welcome to the first ever vibe check. It is me, your boy Cot Dog, followed by my boy Vince. Say hi, Vince.
Yo, hello.
Uh, Hello, how you doing?
Hello, I'm here.
Well, I'm doing pretty good. How's your day going, Vince?
It's going good. Volunteering for this big thing, the Tim Tebow Foundation, Night to Shine. It's
Hell
gonna be
yeah.
pretty cool. And like a month and a half of prep work for it. So it's gonna be fun.
Well, I
It'll be
wish
cool.
all the luck to you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. How are you doing, Hot Dog? How's
Doing
your,
all
how's your
right.
day been?
I got a couple funny stories for you for this
Oh,
first vibe check.
oh yeah.
Did you have any good stories with me?
Bro, I do have one, bro, and it was from this last week at class.
Okay.
Um, my dude, I had my first. I've now had my first crazy professor. You know how like everyone talks about like
Everyone's got
professors in
one.
college are kind of crazy. Yeah, I finally have one. It's my history teacher, bro. And the first day of class, we walk in, right,
Okay.
and he says to the whole class, he goes, "So I don't use electricity on the weekends." And then he like stops talking and like leaves like silence for like probably 30 seconds, like way too long.
Everyone's
And
just
like
staring at each other.
everyone in class just like look at each other like, what is this guy talking about? And he ended up talking about how it's like a New Year's resolution or something. So he turns off all electricity to his house. And dude, this last week, we get into class and we're all sitting down, and we already know this dude is borderline mentally unstable. So
Okay.
he has this World War I era boat on the screen. It's like a destroyer or something. Like it's a military boat.
Of course, you gotta have
Okay,
one of those.
of course. And then so he finally stands up at about, because our class starts at 9:30. He stands up, addresses the class, and he goes, "So any of you have been watching the impeachment trials?" And all of us look at each other because we're 18, 19-year-olds. Of course the fuck not. Why do we care? We're paying to be here. I'm not really trying to stress myself out with impeachment trials. And he literally talked about the impeachment trials for an hour. And we're about so it's a 75-minute class. We're about 60 minutes into class. And he has not referenced this fucking boat that he's had on the board for the last hour.
Yeah, that's
And
money well spent.
bro, oh my God, dude,
Going to college.
he's yeah. And then someone raised his hand. He's in the front row, and he goes, so Mr. Gulag, what's the boat on the board for?"
What's the
And
boat?
and he's like, "Oh yeah, nationalism." And then literally for like the last 10 minutes of class, we actually like talked about stuff, and then he's like, "All right, you guys can go." So we literally, oh my God, dude,
Okay.
he literally, dude, literally for the hour he was talking about the impeachment trials for like 45 minutes of them, it's just like talking about Trump, obviously, and because he's a oh God, he just literally ranted about him for like 45 minutes.
Of course.
He really didn't talk about the impeachment trials. Just talked about Donald for 45 minutes.
The Don.
The Don.
Bro,
Dude, oh
that's
God.
fucking hilarious, dude.
Called him an idiosyncratic individual. We're all like looking at each other like, what the fuck does that even mean?
Wait, what? Can you teach us the word, please?
Yeah, you're supposed to be teaching us things,
Yeah,
not just
yeah, yeah.
using words we
I
don't know.
like what's that boat on the boat for? Nationalism.
What's that boat on the board for? Dude, he actually, oh my God. Yeah.
That's a
Oh
you
yeah,
know
nationalism, by the way. If you couldn't tell that a boat is supposed to symbolize nationalism.
that's pretty fucking good.
It's
It's a
not.
freshman year, second semester, and you already got the crazy professor. You're pretty ahead
Yeah,
of
dude.
schedule.
He's fucking insane. Dude, I like don't want to. Dude, my next class is on Tuesday, or it's Monday. No, it's Monday, and I am not looking forward to it. I don't know what fucking story he's gonna have for us then,
That's
bro.
fun
But
though, because it's a little like you roll the dice. You don't really know what's gonna happen.
kinda, what the fuck's gonna happen? We gotta write our 1,000 word like essay in a couple weeks. We fucking don't even know what's happening. We don't. We just started talking about nationalism.
Well, speaking of rolling the dice, I have a pretty interesting news story because nothing really happened to me this week. That's worth the vibe check. But let me just read this title to you real quick to make
Right.
sure you're on the same page. Man kills friend with a crossbow while trying to save him from a pit bull attack.
What?
Let me just read the first paragraph to you.
Hey, yo, hold up. On the real, fuck pit bulls. Under real, fuck pit bulls.
A man was shot and killed in his apartment by a crossbow. A crossbow bolt
Bro,
that
turn
a
on.
neighbor had fired at a dog where it was attacking the man. Authorities in Massachusetts said the death Wednesday afternoon in Adams appeared to be an accidental killing, according to Berkshire District Attorney Andrea Harrington. Now, the thing that, like, what's more confusing is the fact that how they explained it. This whole news story is about 2 paragraphs long. And it's like, yeah, so
Okay.
basically the guy walked upstairs hearing someone scream. There was 2 pit bulls attacking their owner, and the guy just took out a crossbow and shot the guy instead of the pit bull.
Bro, is that accidental? Are you walking upstairs to someone's house with a goddamn crossbow, anticipating a fucking pit bull attack?
Well, he said he was distraught and didn't know that he shot the guy instead of one of the pit bulls. It's like, what, the first thing that comes to your mind is, damn, I'm gonna grab this crossbow and go shoot these fucking dogs. Next time I hear a dog barking outside, I'm just gonna go grab my crossbow.
Bro, we have that dog that lives on our floor, bro. So help me God, I hear that dog bark, bro. It gonna get game ended.
I got a
Dude.
crossbow up in
I got
my
a
mount
crossbow
over
on
here.
deck, ready to go. In case
So,
that dog tried to say some shit.
yeah, I
Oh
thought
my,
that was
oh
pretty
my.
fucking funny.
That's fucking, dude. That is funny. 2 paragraphs long.
Dude, it's journalisming at the best. You know.
Oh, fuck.
Okay, well, and I also have a pretty. Okay, this is more of a. We're gonna rotate topics here to a little sports because a little more lighthearted than shooting a guy accidentally with a crossbow.
Instead of the dogs.
Dude, that's impressive. That's pretty bad
Yikes.
accuracy. He must have been hip firing. Um,
Dude.
now this is pretty interesting. The NBA All Star game will happen in a few weeks or next week, right? Next
Yep.
week is it?
Oh, it's this Saturday will be the skills competitions and everything, and then Sunday's the game.
Did you know they changed up the game this year?
I saw something about it. I don't know the details.
Well, they're having this game. It used to be, just a regular game with All Star, just like the Pro Bowl was, except for they didn't make the Pro Bowl more interesting. They made it worse.
Yeah.
But the All Star game is actually pretty interesting. So instead of having just a full game where people just don't try at all,
Yeah.
they're gonna have 3 quarters where the scores can be reset to 0, and
Okay.
each quarter they're playing a different charity that they want to play for, and whoever wins
Oh,
gets to
nice.
donate money for the charity.
Oh, cool.
And then the last quarter, whoever's got more points accumulated, plus 24, that's what it is. So let's say, I know it's a little confusing. Let's say LeBron's team had 125 points, and
Okay.
Giannis had 120 points.
Okay.
It's 125 plus 24, so it'd be 149.
Yes.
If Giannis reaches 149 before LeBron does, they win. But if
Oh,
LeBron
okay. So
does,
it's like a score
you-
cap.
yeah, it's a score cap.
Oh,
But
okay.
the team who's got the higher score by the end of the 3 rounds will have the advantage, obviously.
Oh, good. So they determine it. They will.
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
And then
Okay.
that will be the winning. So I think it's pretty good that they're taking this in a direction that's actually interesting.
Yeah, changing it up a little bit, making it.
And it's actually going for a good cause instead of these people just getting paid $50,000 just to show up for the game.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I think it's pretty interesting. It's pretty cool.
I did hear that they will now be doing every player will either be wearing the number 24 or 2. You honor obviously Kobe and Gianna Bryant.
Yep.
And I believe that Team LeBron gets number 2 and Team Giannis will be wearing number 24. And I'm sure there'll be some sort of like tribute to Kobe for
I think
before
that's
the
what
game
they're
or
doing at
whatever.
the end.
At the end.
Yeah. We'll see. I don't know. I usually don't
I-
watch them, but I will this year.
I will
That's for
be-
sure.
Yeah, I will be excited. I'm interested to see where they go with this because
Yeah.
maybe like because
Maybe people will try it too.
traditionally, oh yeah, traditionally like the All Star game is like kind of fun to watch, but there's just no one that plays any defense.
Yeah.
But maybe there'll be some defense this year. I don't know. I mean, probably not.
No,
It's like
probably
the
not
Pro
that
Bowl.
much. But
Like it's like saying the Pro Bowl is gonna be different this year.
yeah,
just
it's
not
putting
gonna
your
happen.
clown emoji there. So.
Huh?
All right. So, what was your sports story?
Oh. Yeah. So mine was on Andre Iguodala.
Okay.
And actually, I believe he actually did get traded before the trade deadline yesterday to the Heat.
The Heat.
I believe. Yes, he did get traded to the Heat yesterday. But so Andre Iguodala said that he was ready to sit up for the rest of the season if the Grizzlies did not get a deal done to the teams that he wanted before the trade deadline. And this is kind of like an overarching thing. Because because like in all of sports this happens. Like in
Yep.
football,
This always
Le'Veon
happens.
Bell, Melvin Gordon did it like this most recent year. He wanted more money. He wanted to. I think Melvin wanted a contract extension though,
Okay.
which is
It's different.
it's kind of he still wants to stay loyal to his team, but I don't think that's how you do it.
Yeah.
But
Well, Elliot
dude,
was like that too.
yeah, dude, I personally think that like this is the worst thing to see from pro athletes because like you you're paid to play like the game, right? You don't get paid to piss and moan about where you get to play. And get is a very important word. Like you get the privilege of playing somewhere.
Uh huh.
Like, dude, Andre Drummond, bro, that poor guy. He gets drafted by the second worst city in the United States of America, Detroit. And somehow he gets traded to the worst city in the United States of America, Cleveland, Ohio.
The the place where all sports die.
The place where sports icons go to die.
Careers die.
Yeah. But like, I don't know, dude. Like I don't so Andre's point, and I'm gonna Andre's point was like, the NBA is a business, and especially with the thing with Andre Drummond, they never told Andre that they were trading him until it already actually happened. So he actually never heard from the team that he was getting drafted until it like had already went through, and he was basically already on his way to Cleveland.
That's kind of
And
fucked.
and he's and Andre made a tweet that was like, there's no loyalty in this business, and business is in all caps, and you know,
You
he said,
just sent me a message last night. I was like, "Look at this guy he's just crying."
yeah, dude, I was like that poor guy, like, well, and like Andre said, like, the NBA is a business, which it is, and he's like, oh, when like this big, business guy makes a decision that's risky, and they get, oh, that's really smart and whatever, but then when like an athlete takes hold of his own career, it's considered scummy, and it's like, no, when KD left Oklahoma City, it was scummy only because of the circumstance that he was in, but technically you can't fault KD for leaving OKC to go to Golden State because it was the offseason. He played with Russ. He played all the way through that year. They lost in the Western Conference Finals against the Warriors, and he left in the offseason. KD wasn't like about to we're getting up to trade deadline, and KD was like, "Hey, trade me to Golden State, or I'm not playing for the rest of the year."
Yeah.
Like Andre got traded to the Grizzlies, so like I don't know, dude. It just I'm surprised they even traded him. If I actually don't even know what they got for him either. That's the thing. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't like that personally. Like when Le'Veon was sat out for a whole year just to get more money, I was really hoping he just wouldn't get signed by anyone, and he would just like Antonio Brown would just wither away and not play in the league anymore.
Well, Antonio Brown's definitely not playing.
Well, absolutely not. The man's washed up. Also, did you see that he formally apologized to the Steelers in a radio interview, but then took shots at Juju? It's like, okay,
Whatever, dude. Antonio Brown's so fucked up in the head that I don't know what he'll do
basically he
next.
doesn't have an opinion.
Basically, yeah. You're gonna see him on every talk show for the next year, and then he's gonna fizzle out. Maybe write a book. We'll see.
He tried to open a gym. I'm pretty sure he went bankrupt because no one's gonna join the AB84 gym. Kidding me?
Oh. Well, Le'Veon Bell did get his money.
He did get his money, but now he plays in the Jets. So who really won?
Yeah, that's fair. His career may go down the drain. Well,
Dude, I won't lie, dude. The Jets are looking kind of scary, bro. That Sam Darnold is not horrible. Man sees ghosts, but he's not horrible.
he's just a little rattled. That's all. Once he gets a better O line, it might be different.
They got that one stud wide receiver that I was hoping the Packers would trade for, and I don't think they will.
Yeah, they might. We'll see.
They might. I don't think so, but they might. Yeah, dude, I think this offseason is gonna be crazy, dude. Like a couple offseasons ago, when like Kyrie, KD, I think AD, LeBron, they were all moving around. And it was even more, I think, that I'm not remembering. But like I remember that NBA offseason was so hype. It was crazy. I think this year for the NFL is gonna be like that.
Yeah,
Tom Brady,
I could see it. And
Philip
there's a
Rivers.
really good receiver core too. That a lot of,
Oh, for the
like
draft.
quarterbacks that are like pretty not good at the game will actually have some good talent to throw to them. So I don't know.
Dude,
We'll see because there's gonna be a lot of
I'm
new
excited.
quarterbacks too. So
Then obviously my Packers, after going to the NFC Championship, bro, we'll see what they're. Dude, all they need to pick up some receivers this year, like this offseason. Maybe
yeah, I
draft a
would agree.
couple, trade for some.
They have the running backs down. They have an amazing quarterback. They got a good offensive line. Their defense is
They're
need a
gonna,
little work,
dude.
but it's way better than it was 2 years ago. So
Dude. They're not gonna sign Jimmy Graham back. I'm pretty sure.
now
So
Jimmy
that's gonna
Graham
save
is a
them like
waste of
nine
money.
mil. Yep, 9 mil
Martinez
in
is
cap
probably
space.
walking. So
Oh, dude,
we'll
we're
see.
gonna
We'll see.
have Mercedes Lewis
We
as our
might
starting with tight end.
we might
Chase
get
Sternberger is the
a
backup.
good receiver.
Yeah, I'm hyped. Dude, this next NFL season, I remember a couple years ago, like I said, for the NBA, like that, like when LeBron went to the Lakers and AD went to the Lakers, like that following season after AD had gone to the Lakers, like that was a really hype season. Or not AD. When LeBron went to the Lakers, that was like a really hype season.
Yeah.
Um, when that was all going on because AD just went to the Lakers.
Yeah.
But I'm excited. I'm excited for like the draft. I might actually watch. I have never watched the draft in my fucking life. I might actually watch it this year because
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I don't
I'm
know.
I, I'm excited. I'm excited for this next couple years in sports because I think it's going to be really good. NBA is doing some cool things. Hopefully, Roger Goodell gets, I don't know, retired.
Maybe he just quits,
Oh
please.
God, please. Yeah.
Dude, a fucking money hungry man fucking every single year. I hate seeing his stupid face.
Dude, and dude, that's another reason that I'm definitely gonna watch the first overall pick because they're gonna boo that fucking man to shit, dude. Every year it happens, and I'll be so happy when it does.
I mean, I'm kind of excited to see where the Packers lay out this year, but in other names of games, I actually have a pretty interesting thought for you to chew on because I
Okay,
know you are new to the whole PC gaming, but you have been gaming
I
for
am,
quite some time. So
of course.
this is where it gets a little wishy washy in the gaming
Okay.
industry. So Valve, made famous by Half-Life
Yes.
and then Portal
Yep.
and Left 4 Dead, well, kinda.
Yes.
Um, the game that's coming out first time in I think 11 years. Half-Life Alex is coming out. I don't know if you've heard of it.
I have heard some whispers of it.
Half-Life
I know of it.
Alex is the first VR exclusive Steam game, and its first game that originally has released in like 13 years, I think. And damn, I'm kind of depressed because I don't have a VR headset, and I know many
Yeah.
people no one on consoles can experience this.
Yeah.
And there's like a survey. It said around 34% of PC gamers actually have a VR headset. I feel
Damn.
like there's a bit of a loss here by doing specifically only VR, and I think this will really lower the hype for the game. And I'm really hyped for it because I'm just gonna have to watch a Let's Play, and I'm sad I'm not gonna be able to play it, but it's something Steam wants to do, and if Steam does really well on it, like there's a lot of pressure. Like they have not come out with a good game in a long time, so I don't know. I just wanted to get your thoughts on what do you think? What do you think specific VR game will have on the consumers for?
Yeah. So I think it's really interesting because so so it's VR exclusive, which means it's only VR.
Yep, you can't even play it on a computer.
Okay. Um, for like like a content creator on YouTube, I feel like this game will make you bank. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, this would be a
'Cause
good cash grab for
no
sure.
one's no one's gonna be able to make videos on it because, like you said, only or not make videos on it, but like no one's gonna be able to play it themselves because only 34% of people on PC even have a VR headset. Not to mention, it's not even coming out to console at all. Um, I don't know, dude. I'm kind of torn about it because you know how much? Do you know how much money it is?
I
Like
want to
how
say
what does it cost?
it's probably $60.
60?
Yeah.
Dude, cuz I don't know. I personally, I would never spend $60 on a VR game. If I had a VR headset, I would not spend $60 on a VR game.
Well,
I
this is like the first title that we're gonna see. I wouldn't say called Triple A because it's Valve. Okay,
yeah.
Valve is the one titan that hasn't let up on good games forever. They've had probably two flops their entire like gaming developing career, and they really haven't had to do much with having the largest owning the largest platform for video games. Period.
Yeah.
It's nothing else compares to it, and I'm excited to see how high quality this will be. VR is a really new landscape for developers, and maybe we'll see something really good. Maybe it'll be underwhelming, and we might second guess Valve as we have to Bethesda over the past few years. So
Oh god, dude, Bethesda. Yikes.
that's what I'm saying. I really hope I hope it's the first step in the door of really really good VR games, but I have my doubts because I haven't seen a high quality VR game yet. Like I've seen the Rick and Morty one's not bad, but I
Mm.
haven't. I mean, clearly I haven't played it. I don't have
Yeah,
the
I've
space. I
yeah,
don't have the
exactly.
time. I don't have the money for a VR headset. So, I I can't even have 100% judgment on it. And it's like it's a new odyssey for video game developers, and hopefully Valve. They've been working on this game for a really long time. Hopefully they can not only cash in on this, but create a game that other developers can look forward to make their own games better, which may actually get more VR headsets sold.
I,
But
dude, I think another part of VR headsets that um I don't know is talked about a whole lot, dude. Oh, okay, so if you think about the target demographic of like I'm gonna say gamers, right? I would say your sweet spot for age, and I would say on PC it's a little older. I don't know if there's a lot of young kids that have PCs that can run good games. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like usually, when I was like 10 and I wanted to play games, my mom and dad bought me like a PlayStation because you know they'll drop $300-$400 on a console, but they're not going to spend $1,000 for a really good PC that can run things.
yeah,
Um, so if you think about like ages 18 to like 27, you think is like a reasonable
I would maybe lower it
age?
to maybe like 16 because I feel like
Okay,
16-year-olds
well,
olds are
okay,
starting to get their money,
yeah,
and
well, okay, we'll go to 16.
they
So
might
16 to
transfer.
27
Yeah,
or 16, 26. We'll make it 10 years.
yeah, easy 10.
All right. So if you think about what's happening during that, right? As college students, I have no money, or I have money, but I can't be spending it because technically the money that I do have is going to end up going to the university.
Uh huh.
Um, I live at my parents' house when I'm not at school, and at school, where the fuck am I going to use a VR headset?
Right. Dorm's
I
not
mean, I
big
can
enough.
I can stand in the middle of my room and lean, like keep my feet planted and lean left and right, and I can touch the walls of my room. And I like if we fast forward, okay, we just graduated college, we got college loans we got to pay off, and even if they're already paid off, we got to find a job. You're probably not going to have a house for the first couple of years you're out and about in the real world, right? So you're living in an apartment. Where the fuck are you going to find a room to have a VR headset, or let alone the money to have a VR headset? You know what I'm saying?
No, I totally agree.
Like
I see
it's
that.
not, yeah, it's not economically possible. I don't know if that's the right way to say it, but it makes no sense for a 16 to 26-year-old to buy a VR headset. There's just no reasonable like reason to buy it. You know what I mean?
There may be it might be. Here's an interesting thought I was thinking of when you said your demographic, like like a good decade, and there's a lot
Yeah.
of life changes going on for whoever is
Yeah.
going
Oh
out of high
yeah.
school, whether it
Huh.
be going straight into a workforce like our other friend Tyler,
Yep.
or like us in college. I would say this could be a callback to earlier gamers who were able to play Half Life and Half Life 2 and say, I remember playing this, and they're gonna be 28, 29 by now.
Yeah.
And even if they enjoyed those games, they might buy a VR just to play this game. So I could see that. I could see that angle of how they're going to sell to those kind of customers. But they do have a lot of good flashy graphics. I saw on their play trailer, and I don't know. I definitely agree. It's going to be really hard to target the demographic of what I would say normal Steam users are
Yeah.
today. But again, they could also be selling to an older audience that is new to VR but knows Half Life. So I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Well, and another thing, like if you think about the age that you start getting a house, right? You get a house, you're a little older, might be in your 30s at this point, and you have the room to have a VR. I think if companies like Valve, even the big dogs, Bethesda, Ubisoft, um, Treyarch can um like make games that would interest an older audience. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like obviously we don't even have a VR, so it's almost like if someone that doesn't have a PC, should they be really voting on issues that a PC user faces? That makes no sense, right? They've never experienced it. So, like, I don't know. I think I'm just thinking out loud that, like, those are the people that can own a VR. So maybe, like, I think in the future we might see games that are targeted towards maybe an older audience that's able to have the money and the space to like own a VR headset.
I could totally see that. Yeah,
But that was very interesting point that you brought up.
that was actually pretty cool. All right. So what was your last topic here for our planned schedule?
Yes, gaming. So
Ah, yes.
Siege Pass or patch
Okay,
year
Siege
4,
patch.
season 4.3. Holy shit! So the first thing that they did that I thought was kind of interesting and sort of annoying, they nerfed all weapon ADS times. So every single weapon in the game got an ADS nerf.
So
And
they're slowing the game down.
yeah, which I can see when operators like Ash exist, IQ, those 3-speed one armor operators that will peek you at the speed of light and literally have no fucking remorse. The most significant one that I saw was secondary SMGs went from 0.1 second ADS time to 0.275, which it's double, it's 275% more than what it originally was. So that would be like the SMG 11 on Smoke and Mute and Sledge, and then the Bearing 9, which is on Hibana and Echo. So like those guns, I feel like, I don't know, dude, they're just making it less usable, and I don't exactly know why. Like that change, I haven't since the secondary SMG nerf where they increased the recoil by like a lot. I haven't been like gunned down by these secondary SMGs nearly as often. So I don't know where this nerf is coming from necessarily. That one really baffled me. Was the secondary SMGs?
That's good to know. I mean, obviously you're the bigger R6 expert here.
Yeah,
I've been playing it more casually. We recently started playing again, but
yeah,
that's interesting that you point that out. So you're not a big Dota guy.
no,
I'm more of a Dota guy, and there's a guy named Ice Frog, infamous for making these weird patches that'll fucking break the game basically.
dude.
I feel
Ubisoft
like the same
is
thing
a
is happening right
master.
now too.
Yeah, dude. Oh god, dude. Wait till I get to some of the other shit that they did.
What else they do?
Okay, so Blackbeard. So I think they buffed Blackbeard slightly.
Okay.
Kind of. It's not even a buff. It's more like a fix. So the ADS penalty for his shield. So when you put the shield on, the gun becomes slower. Can't run as fast. Your ADS time is nerfed significantly. And now, originally, what would happen was his entire kit was nerfed, whether you had the shield on or not. So I think they fixed it. So now it only happens when the ADS penalty, like the ADS penalty, only occurs when you have the shield on. Makes sense. Gun's heavier, and obviously balancing and everything, since you can't shoot his head. And they also fixed his angle grip. So now his scar without the shield on, it'll do what it's supposed to do and make it like a quicker ADS time.
Cool.
So I think that's
That's a bit of a fix, isn't it?
it's more of a fix. Here's the thing though, for Blackbeard, that's a buff.
Yeah, yeah.
Poor Blackbeard. But so Echo also got some changes, which this was one of the ones that I thought was really, really dumb because one of the things that made Echo really interesting was that he could never get called by Dokebi. And it's a lot of lore stuff that I don't really care about, but I thought it was cool that he's the only operator in the game that when you're playing as him, Dokebi can't call your phone. And when you die, you don't drop a phone for her to hack your cams. They did change that, so now he can't get called by Dokebi. And his drones now, when she hacks cams, can see where his drones are, which
Ooh.
also did not happen. So now you can know where his drones are at all times, even if he's using them.
That kind of fucking tears him down a bit there.
I know. Well, hold on. It gets even better. So now his drones. So you know how his drones will be cloaked if he's not actively using them, which means that they're basically invisible. They're so tiny.
They're
and they're
like
on the
the
ceiling.
lesion traps.
Yeah, they're basically invisible. You have to be looking really fucking hard to see them. His drones now have flashing lights when not cloaked. So if anyone is actively on his cam, like a camera, like just on the map or a Valkyrie cam, it'll have a light that lights up on it.
Oh, yeah.
So now they're much easier to spot. And if he's like droning around on the ground, you can see a light on it. So they definitely like
Hit him with the nerf.
they nerfed Echo quite a bit. Like not his kit necessarily. Well, I mean, kind of his kit because his drones and everything, but his drones got kind of goofed by this patch.
He was basically 24/7 banned beforehand, though. So
well,
I could
okay,
see that.
well, yeah, I guess. I mean, that's not gonna. The only reason he gets 24/7 banned in ranked is because when you're planting the bomb, and he stuns you, it stops you from planting the bomb. I think if they literally just take, actually, I don't know if it's actually like that anymore, because he's just so oftenly banned. I don't even know if that's still like that. Dude, Finka and Jaeger both got gun changes. Finka's Spear 308 got an increase in damage from 38 to 42. That's 4 damage. Yeah, that's actually quite a bit. And I have noticed that a lot more people have been using Finka. Even though it's only 4 damage, it's still only a 3-shot. But I guess I can see, hits a little harder. I get it. The spear is pretty good. And then with her ability that you basically become laser accurate because of her little nanomites.
Yeah.
But Jaeger, the infamous 416C, got nerfed from 43 to 38 damage.
That's fucking huge.
That is huge. That is huge. Like I said, still a 3-shot, but I think that was that's another balance change that I don't get. Because Jaeger he's obviously a highly chosen op in the game.
Yeah.
And I think that's the only reason you get killed by it so much is because you almost can't play a ranked game and not play against a Jaeger. It's rare to not have a Jaeger in the game.
Oh yeah,
even in casual, it's just his gun is reliable and his gadget's always useful. So like I said, that one surprised me when I saw that they nerfed his gun because it's not like he's Ella and he's broken, or I don't know. So that one was kind of interesting. Ying got a bit of a buff, which I think is pretty cool because no one ever plays Ying.
I'm a big Ying player.
Are you actually a big Ying player? That's pretty dope.
Play Ying. Yeah.
Okay, so her candelas, those flashy boys. They now have 7 pellets inside of them instead of 6.
Okay, so I mean slightly.
So, but here's the thing: the pellets originally, when they spew out of the candela, they would hit a wall and they would hit the wall and then drop to the ground and then explode. So like it wouldn't flash anyone. Now the pellets bounce off of walls and will flash people now because if you're hiding behind something, it's not just gonna flash the floor; it'll flash up in the air.
Yeah.
And also, what has also been changed is that Two of the two of the 7 pellets will fly out at ground level. 2 will fly out at like chest level, and then 1 goes straight up in the air at head level and will explode. So it is supposed to make the Candelas more reliable because flashbangs in R6 are already unreliable, like really unreliable.
Yeah.
So having that, well, dude, I think it's gonna help Ying a lot. I might actually start using Ying now because now that I know that it will probably flash someone. My personal favorite operators and favorite gun in R6, Smoke and Knock. Their FMG9
Oh,
got increased from 30 to 34 damage, effectively making it a 3-shot if you shoot him in the chest.
that's way better than what he used to be. Holy
Dude,
cow.
no, I know the FMG9 used to be hot garbage, and
It was
now,
infamous as if you're picking knock or smoke, you are throwing the game. If you're using
yes,
that, if you're using
well,
those guns.
dude, if you use Smoke, you're using shotgun SMG11. I mean, that was the rule. It was a rule that you use Smoke's shotgun in his SMG11 or SMG9. So I think I'm definitely gonna have a lot more fun with Smoke and Knock
It's
now that
it
their
definitely
FMG9 is
sounds like
better.
they're widening the pool of viable
Of
players.
viable ops, I know, dude.
But again, yeah, Jaeger, you're gonna have to nerf him a bit more if you want him to get out of that.
Well, I mean, they took his. I think they took his ACOG away, which helped a lot
That
because
that is pretty big.
I'm
Well, that
pretty
was
sure
a
his
while
pick
ago,
rate.
wasn't that?
Oh, that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
That was years ago, I think. 2 years ago.
So we
It's
still
gone
got
a
a few
while.
ACOGs left in defense, right?
Yeah. Um.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. Yeah. This is the last one. Ella and Maestro nerf/buff.
Not a
Holy
nerf.
fuck,
Or
dude.
not a buff, just a nerf.
Oh my god. Dude, when I saw this, I actually was so sad because Maestro is like I am what you can call a Maestro main. I play Maestro. I think his cams are really useful. They're bulletproof. You can place them wherever the fuck you want.
Yep.
They obviously have that laser attachment. Someone's doing some dumb shit. You just hit them with a little, zappy zap, distracting. I think his kit is really good. Obviously, his LMG is laser accurate, does a lot of damage. They took the man's ACOG away in this most recent patch. No, they didn't change anything else about Maestro except for his ACOG, which, in my opinion, made him an S tier character, has now made him a borderline B tier character.
I would agree with that statement.
His obviously his LMG does the same amount of damage, just as accurate and everything. But I think what the reason that 3 armor operators should have an ACOG is because what they lack in being able to peek quickly and like rotate around the map, like peek from different angles,
Yeah.
they can hold an angle with an ACOG and win fights a little easier. Now, if I'm off of site doing something, and they start securing site, or they plant the bomb, I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do because got my little reflex on. I have to peek through windows, and I'm gonna have every op under the sun on offense that has an ACOG staring at me. And my 3 armor means nothing if they hit me in the head. So I don't know, dude. That was, dude. But here's the thing: it gets worse. It gets worse. Infamous Ella. When she came out, she was fucking broken. Like, pretty sure I actually don't know this for sure. I'm pretty sure her pick rate in ranked was 100%, and I'm pretty sure it's never happened before, and it hasn't happened since. And they ended up nerfing her, take away her impacts and everything. But just now, the first 15 shots of her Scorpion are laser accurate compared to pre-patch. And I've been playing a lot of Siege because of that battle pass. And I have basically played in Ella in every single one of my games that I've played.
Well, you kind of have to now.
It
Especially they took out your Maestro ACOG.
I know, dude. They nerf my favorite operator and then buff the most annoying operator in Siege. And it is not close. I hate Ella. I hate her Scorpion. I hate her face. I hate her green hair, green pants, everything. Everything about her, I hate her. But, I mean, that's it. That was I can't even believe they took Maestro's ACOG
Such
away,
a
dude.
depressing
I'm
topic.
I know, dude. Now reading this again, I'm actually so sad that they took his ACOG away. I literally haven't played Maestro since that. What? Equip a reflex sight. Pretend like things haven't changed. It's false.
Now I gotta tell you a story. That's pretty depressing.
No, yeah.
So my transition for this bit was February is the month of broken hearts.
Yes.
And I will tell you about broken hearts in the hospital. But this is
Oh,
not. We're doing a different transition because that was pretty depressing what you just stated about the maestro's future basically being nothing.
yeah.
Um, it's so simple. It's so weird that you take away an ACOG and he's borderline useless now. But I want to tell you about a story happened earlier. Actually, it happened last year. Time's been going by pretty fast. Almost a year to the day in March. So a month off
Okay.
from now.
Yeah.
I was working at a pizza place,
Yes.
and I'm a delivery driver, and I wanted to head home. My boss was like, "All right, you want to cook up some food and leave?" I'm like, "Yeah." And I wasn't really wanting to be there. I wanted to go home. And what did I do? I cooked up a grilled chicken, but it was a frozen grilled chicken. I put it in the oven. Take it out a little early because I want to leave.
Oh,
But I want to eat it here because I want to avoid my crazy parents.
of course.
So what do? I sit down, grab a fork, take off a little bit too big of a piece. That goes down. I forgot to chew because I'm 5 years old, apparently. Vince,
Yeah.
the chicken got lodged in my throat.
Oh my God, bro.
How did I know this? Because, you know, when you take a big bite of something and you feel a little stuck in there,
Yeah.
you take some liquid, some kind, and just drink her, you know? It will go
Of
down a
course,
little
yeah.
harder, but, you know, it goes down.
It goes down. It's, yeah.
Think about
Go
this.
down.
I unscrew my cap, my Propel Kiwi Strawberry. I open her up. I throw her down the hatch. And I can't breathe. I don't know what's going on. I'm starting to freak the fuck out. I'm seeing, dude, the lights at the pizza place were getting really bright. I was fucking freaking out. Everyone starts like, "Oh shit, your boy Cot Dog is not breathing." And I go over the trash bin and I start puking as much as I can. And I'm trying to get the chicken out, and the Propel's coming out, but not the chicken. And I'm able to breathe again. I was like, "Oh my god, it's so fucking uncomfortable." And he's like, "All right, did you?" The thing is that the first thing that comes out of everyone's mouth is this fucking bitch named Emily. She's like, "Did you puke in my salad?" Bitch, I was
Oh
about to
my-
fucking die. Okay, fast forward. I go home, trying to get this chicken out of my mouth or out of my throat. It's been a good hour, and it still hasn't. It hasn't gone through.
Dislodged.
And so I go to the ER. And they're like, "Yeah, we don't have the technology for that. We gotta ship you to a different hospital, take that shit out." Oh, that's great. That's fan-fucking-tastic. I just grab a toothpick or something. I don't know. So we get there, and it's probably 11:30 p.m. at that point on a Saturday night. I have to work the next morning, by the way.
Yeah.
And I get there, and they're like, "All right, so sign these papers real quick." They like strap everything up like I'm going to fucking die or something, and they push the chicken down, and I was sent to sleep for a couple hours. I wake up at like maybe 1 o'clock in the morning,
Yeah.
and I'm like, holy shit, this is fucking nuts. I can't believe that happened. Like, yeah, so we took some tissue out too, to make sure you're okay, and we shoved the chicken down. And I was like, the first thing I thought was, "Oh, put me in a BuzzFeed video," because that was the most expensive chicken I've ever had in my goddamn life.
Put me in a bus.
It went down. It took a couple hours. So apparently it was undercooked. It was no chicken bone. It was just chicken. It was undercooked. It was still frozen. And well, yeah, that was about the story. And then
Oh
I
my
get to the house,
God.
and I'm like, "Yo, mom, I can't believe I almost fucking died to a piece of chicken." There's no I literally, like, when I was choking on the Propel from earlier, I was like, "There's no fucking way I'm dying in this goddamn pizza place. There's no way I'm not dying here. I would rather die in my fucking bed or something." God. So yeah, that was my my hospital
Oh my
story.
God, bro. The coveted hospital story.
Yep.
Fuck.
I posted
Oh
on my
my God.
Snapchat saying, "Damn, I can't play Apex right now, and I'm currently on the hospital bed." Oh,
Oh fuck, dude,
so
that's actually so funny.
that's what happened to me. Do you have any kind of weird hospital stories at all?
Weird hospital stories.
It's okay
Dude,
if you
not.
don't. I mean,
I don't think I,
hopefully
dude.
you don't.
Not like that. Not weird hospital stories. I remember. Oh no, dude, I actually do kind of have one. So when I was, I think it was. I can't remember if it was 6th or 7th grade. I can't remember if we were in middle school yet. I got my tonsils out, and
Okay.
if you know anything about getting your tonsils out when you're younger, like that shit's like heaven. You get like 2 weeks off of school.
God, you lucky
All
son
you
of a
get,
bitch.
you get to eat ice cream all day. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
dude, you literally live the life. I just literally sat in my basement and played games and ate ice cream. Dude, that is literally the life as a kid. Like, if you could pick 2 things you could do for the rest of your life as a kid, eat ice cream and play games is probably it.
Yep.
So, I get my tonsils out. I'm in pre-surgery and everything, and then they get me in there. They do the classic, oh, count down from 10, you get to 6, or you get to like 8,
Yep.
and
And
you're
you're out
passed out.
like a
Fuck
light.
that guy, by the way. But what's more funny is that, like, post surgery, I wasn't awake yet. I don't actually remember this ever happening. Apparently, like, with your first time with anesthesia, sometimes you get like combative when you
Yeah.
wake up because like you've never felt it before. And apparently I got up out of my hospital bed and I wasn't like fighting the nurses, but I wasn't listening to them telling me like you need to lay down because you just got out of surgery. So yeah, so when I did actually come to, they were like sort of angry that I tried to fight them in the post surgery area of the hospital.
Why would you be angry at a kid for getting his tonsils out and
Dude.
trying to fight the system? Okay, everyone wanted to fight the system.
Oh, dude,
I
it
could
was
just
so
see a
funny.
fucking 10-year-old
Dude, no, and
10-year-old
no,
Vince walking up. He's like, "Let's fucking box, bro."
yeah, dude. Bro, we boxed? No, but dude, here's the thing though, is I really haven't grown since like 8th grade. So I was probably damn near 6 feet tall in like 7th grade. Just got my tonsils out, and these fucking probably 5'5" nurses are trying to put me back in bed. Oh my god, dude, I just wish I was like awake or like could see it happen, because oh my god,
That
that's
was
so
just a
funny.
video recording of just
I
like you
know,
getting
dude. Could you
up.
imagine? Like, kid fights nurses.
It's like a
Trying to
news
get him back in
story.
bed. Yeah.
Kid shoots
Oh my
nurses with
God.
crossbow while trying to fight anesthesia.
Oh,
That'd be
dude,
so
that's
funny. Oh my god. Well, I mean that was pretty fucking good, dude. I don't know if
Yeah, no, I forgot about that. I had that story, bro. Oh my god.
I never really boxed my nurses, but
Huh?
I got other stories, but for other days, you know. We gotta close
Yeah.
on out of here, you know. It's
Always,
been a
always
good
another time.
chat, a good first vibe check, full vibe
Good
check,
vibe
of
check.
course. Not a,
Yes. Not
um,
a test vibe check.
I'm definitely gonna post all the clips for all these funny stories on our YouTube at the vibe check. It's not at the vibe check; it's just the vibe check. But it's totally not a podcast, so we have to call it the vibe check.
Yes.
So yeah, thanks for spending an hour with us. Thank you, Vince, for your time, of course. And
Of course.
I'll talk to you next week. Huh? How about next week?
Next week.
We got some pretty crazy stories coming up.
Oh, I'm sure, dude. Because the All-Star break will pass, dude. I'm sure there's gonna be some crazy shit happening this
Yeah,
weekend.
I
for
hope there's some
sports,
drama, dude.
in the world of sports.
I can't wait for another drama queen to pop out and say, I was traded to the wrong fucking team. I hate everything. Loyalty. Love you, New
I'm not
Orleans.
playing.
New Orleans, I love you. Bro,
Oh, I'm
well,
excited.
it was a fun time, and I'll see you in the next one.